All right, we're live on Thursday night. I'm here at the home studios, and tonight we got a IMCA or IMCA sport modified hot shoe down there out of Yreka, California. Ryan Peery, welcome, Ryan. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. So I have to tell you, your initial being shared around, doing all this stuff, videos around here, probably has the most traction of anybody that's been on the show yet. That's anybody from Ernie Irvin to Jeremy Mayfield, you name it. The response to you coming on the show has been huge.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, everybody's waiting to hear from Ryan. So, um, well, all right, what are you going to do this weekend now that Yreka's canceled for tomorrow night?
I think we're planning on going up to Cottage Grove if they don't cancel tomorrow or Saturday morning. And if Cottage Grove cancels, we might try to run up to Willamette and try to run up there.
Your grandma's on here, Sherry Peery. She says, so very proud of my grandson. I got to say, you can. I watched him race this past the last race they ran down there, and how do I want to say it? You put out a clinic down there at Yreka.
Yeah, we got this car rolling pretty good. We kind of missed the setup a little bit, but it was still really good.
Yeah, I was talking to your dad. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was all tight. It was tight." It's like, how is that tight? Because you were what, a half a lap ahead of everybody.
Yeah, like compared to what the car usually feels like when we try to get it, it was pretty tight.
Yeah, well, it says hi, Ryan, or it says hi, guys. Ryan's a damn good driver and buddy. Not sure who that is. I can't see everybody's name on here for some reason because we're going through multiple pages. So if you want to throw your name out there, whoever that is, we'll give you acknowledgement though. So hey, Davey Munoz there. He's going to be up in Yreka here in the near future too. He's an announcer. You probably met him somewhere along the way. He's down in Susanville quite often out of the Nevada area. So he's been calling races for, I think he said 51 years the other day, and I hate to say it, but that's exactly how old I am, Davey. So Jimmy Owens, who said that? Brian Bowman, smooth operator. See, everybody's already jumping in here to say, hey, how you doing? So that's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah.
So first of all, I need to ask you, how old are you? I had this discussion the other day and didn't get a straight answer.
I'm 17 years old, and I'll be turning 18 in May.
Wow, dude, 17. I was in boot camp for the Navy at 17. So, yeah, that's impressive. And can you tell us a little bit about what you've done this year so far? Because we got to get in there. This is quite impressive. So tell me how your season started out in 2020.
So our season open was on New Year's Day in Mojave Valley, Arizona, and we raced New Year's Eve as well, but we ended up getting second that night, and we changed some stuff, and just we really went down there just to learn as much as we can about the car and try to get it better and better for our season up here. So I ended up winning that race on New Year's Day, and then we had a couple of days of break till we got to the Winter Nationals in Cocopah in Yuma, Arizona, and that's we had, I believe it was 5 days of racing straight, maybe 4, and we just worked on the car the whole time, and we had 4 or 5 days straight of just nonstop trying to get the car better, coming up short from either getting in the redraw, which down there is super tough. If you're basically not in the redraw, there's not a lot of chances of winning that deal down there. So we took us a while to finally get in the redraw, and drawing was a huge thing in the heat races. So we finished up, I think we were like third or fourth in points after the first 4 or 5 races of the Winter Nationals. Then we had a couple of days off, and then we got a chance to work on the car and go through it with we pitted the second week pitted next to Eldorado Speed Shop, Colin Hibden, and we got a little bit of help from them, and we bounced ideas back and forth and got the car really dialed in, and it just kept getting better and better. And the second to last night, I was leading it, and I stepped on it a little bit and spun out while leading it on the cushion. And then the second night I came back and we won it. So that's pretty much our biggest deal of what has happened this year is just racing for 9, 10 races before the season even comes up around here.
Well, and you're on a roll right now because you're what, out of your last 7 races, you've won 7, correct?
Last 6.
Okay. So I thought it was, somebody was saying 7, so I thought it was 7. I kind of been watching, and I'm assuming this might be your dad. Says I got told by Eldorado Shock Service go get a hot dog when I want to adjust on the car.
Yeah.
So if any of y'all don't know who Ryan's dad is, his dad is Travis Peery. He was a racer around here for a while, and I think he went up to North Dakota, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that where he's raced back out in the Midwest? And now he's back out here, and I know he's doing a lot racing wise. What do y'all have going on family wise right now? Because that's pretty cool too.
We get a lot of support from each other, and like my grandma, my aunt, my grandpa, they all do so much to help us out as much as they can. And it's pretty much once racing season comes around, it's just race as much as we can, and that's pretty much what we do as a family is just race.
Tiffany Haitley joined in. Hey, Roy and Ryan, they're talking to you from Australia. So we got a little reach out there. But I was talking about your dad started a new business over the winter.
Oh, yes. We started this RP Motorsports. We buy like our chassis that we were running for a while, PCD race cars out of Arkansas, and then we'll bring them here and we'll assemble them and build them up for people, and then we can take in older cars and update them, or we offer a consulting program where we bring in your car and we set it up for you and do whatever it needs to do to get it going good for you.
So has anybody taken y'all up on the setup deal? I was in your pits the other night, and I know there was a lot of people running around asking questions. So I think everybody's paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, there's been a couple of people that we've been helping.
So what is your goal this year? Do you have any plans on what you're doing this year, or have you given it much thought?
Yeah, we kind of have. We're not gonna it's not gonna be like a debt or we're gonna try to run for national points. So that'll be basically like win 25 races and 2 track championships. But it's like in the back of we're gonna keep in the back of our minds, but also we're gonna do is just race as much as we can, and that's what it takes to get a title like that.
Yeah. Well, Robert Wayne Baker from VIP Medical Concierge, I found where they were all commenting. It says, "Hello guys, what 17 is a baby?" He's sponsors Jerry Flippo down there out of Bakersfield. So yeah, and he also does some sponsorship with the Tri-State Pro Stocks, and he does the IV hydration. So yeah, he's got to do it. Joe Peterson's asking, what about speed weeks? Are you running speed weeks?
No, we aren't going to be able to make it down to the California speed weeks.
So I have to ask, because you're on fire and doing so well and you're stepping out, are you looking at going back to Boone or doing anything like that this year?
Yeah, that's one of our big plans this year. Is we're gonna try to get back to Boone and do that deal, then go back to Arizona again for the Winter Nationals in January.
Yeah, that's one I want to go see. Robert Baker goes out there. He'll have his IV hydration set up out there. I'm hawking his service on here. I got to tell you, one day while you're out there, go sit down and get it done. I'm telling you, it's amazing. His product is amazing. I can't. And tell your dad to get it done too, because your dad's right around my age. And let me tell you what, he's got one with anti-inflammatories. Bad back, hurt knees, whatever. Travis, you need to try it. I guarantee you'll feel 100 times better. Mark my words. So I believe it says, see you in Boone Mobile Clinic. We'll be there. Yeah, he's already got the invite back there set up. So there you go. And if you happen to partake and drink a little bit too much beer, that IV hydration helps out a lot too. So just anybody that partakes in adult beverages there, he's there to take care of you. So how many wins have you got so far this season? What, you're about like 9, I think?
7 wins and then 6. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was following you when y'all went down because I know you went to Paris or Mojave, and I think you won
Yeah.
down there one night. Then you went on from there on down to Arizona. Did y'all run into any winter weather? I noticed your dad posted up. Chains are required, but we're still going to Susanville. Have you had
Oh,
to chain up yet?
yeah. When we went down to Arizona, we barely made it out of Susanville or getting into Susanville. I think we made it just in the nick of time before the storm came in and closed all the roads down. So
I that is a gamble in January going anywhere down through that area. I know that for I hauled camp trailers and RV trailers back out through here, and man, there's some roads back there you definitely want to be in there in January. So,
yeah.
uh, now have you looked at doing anything? Are you just focusing on IMCA, or have you looked at anything like doing UMP or anything like that along the way?
Not really. We're sticking with IMCA just because
Okay.
it's what the probably like the biggest sanction in the country is, and pretty much the main thing we're worked on and focus on.
Did you get to meet Kenny Wallace while you were down there in Arizona? I know he was down there one night, right?
Yeah, he was pitted pretty close to us, but I never got a chance to talk to him.
And what about John Schneider? I know he did the little national anthem thing one time while he's talking.
Yeah,
It was
um,
actually very cool.
yeah. I started side by side with him in a couple of races down there, and it was pretty cool. And I never got the chance to talk to him though.
Now, I have to ask you, start beside him. How did you feel knowing that he has like zero experience? Tell us how that was. I that is something I have to ask about.
He was like I think he knew what his experience level was and didn't really want to try to push it, because I remember on the first start he kind of just backed off and let everyone go by and then just try to follow people. So I was assuming he was just trying to get the laps in and get a little better every race.
Yeah, that's a. If you follow anything that he does on Facebook, which I do, and all that stuff, you know he hasn't had a whole lot of success in the sport mod.
Yeah.
So I'm not bagging on the guy because it's kind of cool what he's doing for the sport, but hey, let's face it, he's hit the wall more than he's hit the racetrack, I think.
Yeah.
So Janae Brand wants to know, what about your run in your brother's outlaw cart?
Oh man. We They had a race in Roseburg. It was a wingless race. So after all his racing was done, we took the wing off his 250, and I think mostly all the others open cart, or not the open carts, but the wingless carts were opens. So 500s or 450s, whatever they got
Right.
going. So I took the wing off my brother's cart and I tagged the back of the B main. And I think I was in one of the transfer spots, and then the left rear tire, the whole hub and tire came off. So,
Oh,
yeah.
so you were trying to get too much left rear drive and broke the wheel, right?
Yeah, I think we just didn't tighten the hub up all the way, and it just came off when I happened to be driving it.
Yeah. So, but so tell me how you got started in racing, because I mean, and I don't get out and meet a whole lot of people at the racetrack. I focus on the pro stocks or whatever were there. I hadn't heard your name basically until last year, and then all of a sudden it was everywhere.
Yeah. So like I raced box stock carts from when I was like 6 or 7 to about 10 years old, and then we moved to North Dakota, and I never really got a chance to race or do any of that because they didn't have carts back there, that kind of carts. So I waited till I was old enough to get an A mod, and I would hot lap my dad's A mod every once in a while. And one winter, we decided to put one of his older chassis together for me, and I raced it one time. And the first time I raced it was in Williston, and in the same heat race, me and my dad started in the back row, side by side, and I was just tagging the back, and I forgot exactly what happened, but somehow I spun out, and it caused a caution. And that same caution, he ended up flipping. So
Good Lord.
yeah, so then he kicked me out of that car and raced it till we got a new one in.
Yeah. Well, George Dippolito says I race my Market Express truck. He works with me at the same company. Hey George, how are you doing tonight? Janae Brand, great kid. Love watching him race. I'm going to tell you right now, we're a fan. We were sitting up in the stands kind of cheering you on while we were doing the stream the other night. I know Cameron was pretty excited when you came out there. He had a lot of your statistics and stuff up there, so it was kind of cool having him down there on the stream. But yeah, he was telling me all about you over there. I was like, man, I've been watching on Facebook, and he's like everything. So
heck yeah.
So you were getting a lot of talking about down there. So how do you, when you race at Yreka, I know one of your biggest competitors at this point is Jordan Broughton.
Yeah.
How has y'all's battle been over the last year? Because let's just face it, Jordan is kind of top dog out here in Oregon. I'm not saying that in a bragging way, but everybody knows that.
Yeah, like last year, it would between me, him, and Matt Sanders. Everywhere we went, we finished 1, 2, and 3, and he has a lot of racing experience, and he just outdrove both of us most of the nights that he won through traffic. It's pretty much like most of the tracks throughout the year, where whoever got to the front first would win it. Just for how even we all are in ways, and you just beat us to the front. And that's how it stuck out. Like we all went 1, 2, and 3 all year, and he just has so much racing experience. He's just so good in that kind of stuff.
Yep. Well, Nina Bobina, Moxie Love Photography says, "Hey guys, hey, we're doing good. Nina, how are you doing tonight?" Tyler Irwin is joined in. He's asking about speed weeks. He's already let us know earlier in the show. No, he's not going to make speed weeks this year. So that's a lot of traveling after what everybody said last year. This is something like 2,000 miles in a week or something like that they ran, and that's a lot of work. Are you planning any trips to Bakersfield this year, like maybe the Bud Nationals?
As of now, I don't think we are going to make it down south for any racing, but who knows later in the year what could happen. We might end up down there.
Yeah, I'd like to see you go down there and run with some of those guys down there out of Bakersfield, because that's a tough crowd when you get down there. You got Jerry Flippo. I can't remember the other guy's name down there. There's a whole bunch of them down there that have got a lot of stuff down there. I'm sure you raced with some of those in Arizona too, didn't you?
Yeah, and then in Vegas last year, there's quite a few Southern California guys that I raced with, like the Bannisters, Andrew Pierce, and a lot of those Merced guys too.
Yep. Then Colton Chew says, shout out to the Tyler Rogers house. So, so Ethan Dotson, yes, Alex, you're exactly right. I couldn't remember his name. Sorry, I'm getting old. I can't remember everybody's names. He is moving to Arizona after September.
Yep.
That's from your dad. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Where are you moving to down there?
Phoenix. I'm going to be going down there for a trade school, but my mom lives down there, so I'll just be living with her, but I'm going to take a race car down there too. So I'll be racing all winter.
Man, dude, you're a better man than I am to live in Phoenix. I see it at 117 down there. I'm too fat for that kind of weather.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that. So, but it's cool that you're going to trade school. So is your dad teaching you all the setup on the cars to get it to where you know how to set up most of that stuff? Or
yeah, I know how to do. I know how to do most of this setup stuff and all that. But so I think through this summer of racing, I'm really going to start learning how to take care of the car by myself and be able to do everything that is needed to do.
Right. That is the big thing. It's cool that you're learning it. I know, dude, I thought I knew about cars till I got a race car, and then I found out I don't know shit. So it's that. We'll leave it at that. But we're going to take a quick commercial break here for Rick Workman out of Workman's Communication. Got to make sure we get the bills paid here.
Tired of calling multiple companies to complete your low voltage projects? Minimize the hassle by calling Workman Communications, your local.
Oh, it ended. I don't know what happened just there. All right, we're back soon anyway. But anyway, thank you, Rick Workman of Workman's Communication. He helps provide all the internet that we use to do all this stuff when I'm on the road, things like that. So what's the worst thing about working on your car that you hate working on it? I have to ask that question.
Probably tire work is probably like the worst thing to do every week. And it's just time consuming and it gets old pretty fast.
It doesn't matter what you do. I watch when y'all scuff those tires. You just turn solid black. Your hands are solid black. Your clothes are black. So now, are y'all a part of the mass that's having problems with getting tires, or did y'all kind of work and stack up on them as you were going?
We last year when the tire shortage did come out, we had quite a few tires, like somewhat raceable tires, stockpiled up. So like I went and regrooved a lot of them and made them raceable. So we didn't really have too tough time as most people did last year. But this year it seemed not to be much of a problem anymore.
Yeah, well, the only problem with the tires is this year is they went up $25 a tire, I think, since
Yeah,
the season. They already weren't cheap, and now they went up. Then you add the fuel cost, and I know that had to curtail a lot of people's activities for the summer. I don't have y'all already taken a look at that about maybe changing your plan for the summer?
not as much as some people I think we would, but I think we're still going to be trying to race like at least we're going to try to race 2 times a weekend.
Mm. So are you going to do the double duty like Yreka on Friday night and Medford on Saturday? Is that the plan?
Yep. And then if Medford's not racing, or if neither Medford and Yreka is racing, we're going to try to go down to Susanville or Cottage Grove, whatever's racing, depending on the time of the year.
Yeah. Susanville's a neat little track out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. That track, I've seen it in, and I think somebody made the comment about them cleaning up all the water. When we were down there the last time, it came a big rainstorm, and they went out there with a vacuum truck and vacuumed it up like NASCAR, dumped it out, and we got it in. I mean, they take that track pretty serious about down there. Have you been successful at Susanville? I know you've got the one win this year there, but
I've won 3 out of the 4 races down there that they've had this year.
Oh, you're already leading the points down there. So
yeah.
you got a chance for 3 track championships: Susanville, Yreka, and Medford. So that would be crazy. That's most people getting 2 in a year is awesome, but getting 3, that would be way cool. So, which is your favorite track that you've ran at so far?
Probably had been Cocoa Paw. That place is pretty awesome. Like, it's definitely a hard track to get used to, but it grows on you, and you'll really like it if you race it.
How big a track is it? I haven't seen it or paid much attention
I think
to it.
I know it's a little bit smaller than Vegas, because in Vegas I ran like a 514 gear, and down there I ran a 539.
Okay.
Or 29. Yeah, 529.
Yeah, and you won a couple of qualifiers at Duel in the Desert this past year, didn't you? Or
I came very close to winning a couple. I remember one of the nights I threw a slide job on the guy leading it, and I thought it was to the checkered, but it was a white flag, and I backed off. So,
did you kick yourself when you were done with that one?
Oh yeah, I definitely had a hard time with myself.
Well, and I'll be honest with you. I think Vegas is when I first really saw what you did. You went down there the first year at Duel in the Desert, and I know you won one of the qualifiers down there that first year.
I never got a chance. I never won a qualifier.
Oh, I thought you won down there in one of the races down there. Sorry.
I think I got second or third in one of them. I know that.
Okay. Robert Baker Boone is for sure calling his name with winning that championship. There you go.
Yeah.
Did you get invited to the All-Star race down there, or I don't know if they do that with the Sport Mods or not?
I know they do not do it with Sport Mods. I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been out there. I've always wanted to go see that track, but I don't know how it fares. That's like I say, it's a long. I drove through there all the time hauling campers. We went to Indiana just about every week. But man, I don't think I could get through all the walking and through all the people over there, especially if it's raining. I know the one year Fettinger and Trenchard went out there. It rained all week. I think they got to race like one time.
Yeah, it's pretty rough when it rains over there.
Yeah, and I know they raced Marshalltown on the way out there and had it. They said that was pretty awesome to race in Marshalltown.
Yeah, and you're racing at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Because they're just like, it'll rain and then they go out and blow dry it off, and it'll dry out and quit raining. So then they throw either your heats out there, qualifier mains or whatever, racing at 3 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, those poor guys announced it. I don't know how they did that. I one night down there on our stream at Stockton, and I couldn't do it as much as they do. There's no way.
They're
pretty
impressive.
I don't think I can talk that much. So, did you get to meet Gary Van Sickle and all those guys? I know they made their way around the track. Did you get to talk with those guys?
Yeah, when I was down in Arizona, I talked with him for a little bit, I think.
Yeah. We had him on the show. I love to listen to him call races. If you can't get excited when he's calling a race, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but there is just something wrong with you. You can't get excited when that guy's calling the race. So what trade school are you going to in Arizona?
I'm going to it's some kind of community college around where my mom lives, but I'll be going into auto body collision repair.
Okay. So I didn't know if you were going to work on diesels or whatever.
Yeah.
Right now, that's the market. I got my truck at the shop. It'll be 2 to 3 days before they're even looking at it. They're hurting for diesel mechanics right now. It's over in Medford, and they're like, we're 3 days behind. So just go home and we'll let you know when we're done. So,
Dang. Yeah, I think like every trade they're lacking in people.
yeah. So now I have to ask you, because I talked with your dad. I know he hauls hay. Does he have you go help load that truck?
No. He'll like ask me to come tarp, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going out there. I mean, I helped him a couple times last year, but it's rough.
Yeah. My problem would be is getting up on top of the hay and worrying about falling off. I got a fear of heights, and no, just it's not happening. So
yeah,
I thought about it, and it's kind of cool who your dad works for. If anybody doesn't know, I'll let it know. It's the Finley Farms, which is a sponsor for Kyle Larson, which I think that's actually very, very cool. I didn't know that was who that was down there until with your dad. So, and I know they help you out with your car as well, don't they?
Yeah, they help us out quite a bit.
Yep. So I thought I seen their name on there. By the way, I got some footage of a GoPro last time when we were at Yreka out of Ryan's car, but he was going so fast you can't hardly follow it because it's bouncing so much, and it's like you'll get nauseous trying to watch it. But so the other question I have is your dad teaching you track prep? That's the question.
When he did do the track prep in Yreka, I was with him like 75% of the time, so I learned quite a bit when he did it. So when we did that, like he would be on the grader or in one of the other water trucks, and I'd also be in a water truck. So that was a lot of learning to be in one of the water trucks or on the grader even, or with the pulling the sheets foot around or whatever it was.
Well, I had to ask because your dad, I think anybody that's raced on one of the tracks he's prepped knows that your dad is very good at prepping the track. And I'm sorry, but that's kind of an art in my opinion. So
he takes a lot of work to get a track right, and he definitely put in the work to get his tracks right.
He's like the dirt whisperer. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair.
Yeah. So I know he's coming down when we're. My understanding is he's prepping the track at Cedarville for the big race they are having down at Cedarville in June. Are you going to run that one?
Yeah, I think we're going to try. I don't know what their situation is now or what they're doing. I haven't heard anything lately about it, but yeah, we're going to try to come down.
Yeah, I know Donnie Richardson's helping put that together. We're going down there with Pro Stocks on there that weekend too. That is an awesome little facility to race at. I just don't know where they're going to put all the cars with what they're bringing.
Yeah. I've never even seen the track before, so I don't know.
All right, so Alex Maller has a really good question, so I'm going to ask that. As a driver, when you're getting ready to go out for the main event, what kind of track are you looking for what is your favorite kind of track when you hit it?
I really love like slick, patchy tracks where it really takes a lot to be able to drive them. Like a really technical track, and like either like I really love a cushion on like just like a slick from top to bottom and a little bit of grip around the bottom or a little bit of grip around the top. I really love that kind of track, but yeah, pretty much like more slicker tracks I really love.
So, and I don't know, do you run a crate or an open motor?
I run a crate.
So I was having this discussion there. Do you think the crate motors have created more of the drivers wanting that dry slick track? Because I know that's something. Is that a product of more of the crate motors, you think, than the open motors? Or
I think in some areas of the country, like the West Coast, it definitely is more of crates, like the more dry slick tracks. But I think you go down to Arizona and back east, like around the Iowa area, there's a lot more guys starting to get open motors in because of like the RPM advantage you have to running them. And I think the cars are getting to where they have enough traction in them to put the power to the ground that the motors have.
right. So David Munoz telling you, yeah, he'll be announcing the race at Cedarville as well. So there you go. Davey will be down in Cedarville. I just was wondering about that because I noticed that's been the trend over the last couple of years, and I pay super close attention to it. But most all the time, the modifieds and the sport mods seem to want that dry slick track. Everybody's pushing for it. Now they're not looking for the dry, dusty track. You're just wanting the dry slick, maybe takes a little bit of rubber in it and all that stuff. And I was wondering if that was more of, with the cars being so equal with the crate motors and things like that, it puts it more into the driver.
Yep.
As far as getting around the track and being faster. I was just wondering if you think that had a lot to do with that decision.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Is it takes the driver to drive a dry slick track, and it takes good car setup to be able to have your car work good and make traction in the slick.
Yeah. So, and that's just what I said. I don't know that much. I haven't ran a crate motor, so I don't know. We run open motors in our pro stocks mostly, so I don't know. I can't drive worth crap anyway at this point, so we're not going to talk about it. But that was just something that I had in my mind as far as you're starting to see a lot of those people, or a lot of you guys, wanting the more dry slick track because it seems to. How do you want to make? I guess have the cream rise to the top because I mean.
Yep.
The last time when we were down there at Yreka, I think you started what, 7th or 8th?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. The first race I started outside pole.
Did you? I thought you were back for some reason.
No, I remember we redrew, and then I drew an 8, and then I think they messed up the lineups, or they messed up the drawing somehow, and then everyone redrew again, and I ended drawing a 2.
Okay. Well, and I was trying to remember. When we were doing the stream, I watch all the cars and watch the stuff through the screen, but I can't remember exactly what happened at the end of the night. I didn't even see it, but I know one of the races you were further back. You start further back in your heat race, maybe?
Yeah. I started last in my heat race.
That's what it was, because I remember watching in within 3 laps, you went through there and you were leading by lap 3. That's where I was going, was how fast you went through what you're doing. And
yeah.
There was a good field of sport mods down there. There was what, 14 or 16
down
and there.
They were all local guys. Besides, there was a guy out of Cottage Grove, and then the Sanders from Brookings.
Yeah. So, and all of them were there. There was all 3 of the Sanders cars were there, and And I noticed they all had different colors on them this year. Was kind of nice, so you could actually tell the cars when they were going around there. So thank you, Sanders, from somebody that stands up top. Thank you for changing the car colors. It was kind of, if you're paying attention. So I have to ask you, how good of a student were you going through school and doing all that stuff? I know you're talking about going to trade school. I have to ask.
I was kind of an average student. I didn't really like school. I don't really like school a lot. So just kind of went enough to get through it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I was till I got the Navy, and then everything teaches you to be highly competitive. And man, it was like suddenly when I went through a year of school, it's like, oh man, you want to be the best. You want to be the best at everything you do. They taught me to be highly competitive. So
yeah.
And I was just wondering, because you're heading off down to trade school, how that was going to affect everything is so.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So do you help your dad do body work on the cars that you're building now?
He does, like this last car we did as an A-mod. He did like all the interior decking work, and then I built the quarter panels, doors. We'd kind of work together on the hood and nose, but for the majority of it, like I do most of the outside body on them.
Your grandma told on you, said you're B on a roll. He's pulling everybody's leg. He got told on. Your grandma,
Yeah, it's not A on a roll.
your grandma dimed you out there. He was a good student. So, but anyway, no, that's. I was just wondering because I know with racing it as much as you're doing, I'm sure it's hard to stay focused on school and not thinking about getting home and working on the race car and
Yeah.
doing that
Yep.
stuff. So I seen the car that came out of your shop that they did recently for Marissa.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Are you worried about her when you get on the track?
I think the car will be pretty good, and I know she'll be a front runner in it. So
She is highly talented driver, and I was wondering what your thoughts are. I know getting to help put the car together and assemble it, you get to see a lot of things, but I know you've raced with her. I just wonder what your thoughts are with her coming on this year because that's a nice looking car.
Yeah.
Very nice looking car.
Yeah, I think she'll definitely be up front this year, and yeah, so I know she'll be competitive.
Yeah. So are you worried about her beating you? That's all I have to know.
A little bit.
So, well, I hope she does, not being mean. So I always tell people we need more women in racing out here all the way around, and I encourage all that. So she is going to give the boys the run for their mony. That's grand. Absolutely, she already has. She in that car from the bottoms dude. She smoked in that car. It was crazy. And I think she drove a dwarf car that first race down there. Did she not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think she'll get in anything that's got wheels and run it. I know she ran a sprint car. She's done a little bit of everything. So she's another one of those that's definitely all about racing. So, well, let me let another quick commercial here for Jay Bryant of Jay's Mobile Welding here. Hang on.
Thank you, Jay Bryant of Jay's Mobile Welding and Fabrication, for all you do to support the Tri-State Pro Stock Series and myself. Jay is the title sponsor this year for the Tri-State Pro Stock Series. Jay owns a welding and fabrication business in Sacramento, California, can do all kinds of welding. If you need some welding repairs done on your car at the track, he usually has a welder available in his track. He also provides sheet metal to racers, so if you need any of these services, contact Jay at Jay's Mobile Welding and Fabrication.
Yeah, Jay's the one that helped launch Speed Union TV and all that stuff, so we wouldn't be where we're at without Jay. So, and if everybody doesn't notice, we got a backdrop here for our little studio that Tony at Stockton made up for us. We're doing a show for Tony, like a weekly racing highlight show through Speed Union that airs on Fox in Sacramento every Sunday. So, the second one's airing Sunday morning. I think it's at 9:30, and it's the Asparagus Cup with the sprint cars and all that stuff. So it's very cool. I got to do some stuff. Got to go ride in a drift car this year. I've never seen it or never been a part of it. That's actually kind of cool to do. It's like, well, were you scared? It's like, no, it was loud cars. They were going fast and being silly. It was awesome. I enjoyed every minute of it. Even got to wreck in one of them while we were out there. So I was like, there you go. That's all right. So a full day. I still don't know what the object of it is or the perspective of it, but it was really cool to watch. Have you got to see any of that?
I think I've seen some stuff on Facebook about it.
Yeah, well, we had a guy down there was explaining it. They were doing it in tandems. They go out like 4 at a time. And the object is to follow the leader through everything that they're doing it, but they're all just like being on a dirt track side by side, sliding through the corner. That's actually kind of cool to watch. So, Travis, Ryan, show them the new black car in the shop that's going to Susanville.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Your dad, show it off there.
Is there a way to flip the camera around? No, there isn't. But
yeah. Oh, wow.
See it?
Nice looking. Yeah, that's nice. So is that going for you to drive or is that a customer car?
It's a customer car. It's going to Susanville for Jeff Chu.
Okay. I don't know him, but that's pretty car.
Yeah,
y'all
like pretty good.
But I like the red. I know that you've always got a red chassis and all that stuff. So
yeah.
So Mine's purple, so we got it all one color now. It's actually purple for this year. So Chris Biggs painted it for us, so we actually have it's all one color now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He painted my little brother's new sport compact that we got for him.
So I like Chris. I haven't met Chris in person, but he's been really cool with us with the car and all that stuff. And yeah, we're getting excited. We got to get all the brake lines ran and get a body on it and get it out. So, and it's a GRT, so don't hold it against us. So, but now Drager updated. It was a Victory, and then Drager updated everything on it and made it to the GRT stuff. So,
oh, nice.
It's first really super nice car I've had. Can't wait to get to drive it now if I even get to. So, with the streaming service, we're busy. Like I said, we were supposed to be in Yreka tomorrow with you guys, and then straight down to Stockton for Saturday, and then we're streaming the race at the Tri-State Pro Stocks at Placerville on Saturday too. So,
oh dang,
yeah. All right, so somebody here, and I'm not sure who it is, Kevin Hilgendorf. Blake's going to be a hot shoe in the sport complex. So Blake's your brother, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He is 13. No, he's 12. He's in 7th grade. Yeah.
Oh, so he's just getting started.
Yeah. He's the one with the 250 cart.
Okay. So how's he been doing in the carts?
He's doing pretty good. This last season in Roseburg, he just got a lot of experience in, and he ended up finishing in the top 5 the last couple of races.
Yep. Your grandma said he's 13. There you go.
Yeah.
She's got all the facts. That's who we do. We need the fact checker over there. Your grandma's letting it all out. Chris Selva, is that my sport mod behind you, Ryan Peery?
No, this is my car. His is in the next building over.
Oh, he put the LOL. I don't know if there's something behind that or not, but so is the goal to get your brother into a sport mod too, or
I think once he gets some experience on a big track and with a sport compact, and he races a season in that, he might end up in what this car is behind me right now.
So Jeffrey Hudson, Blake's the reason the cars are always so clean.
Yep. Blake
so
that one cleaned them.
Well, Jeffrey Hudson's coming on next Thursday. We already talked with him. He'll be on here next Thursday. So I got to talk about Jeffrey. You talk about your age. He whooped our asses in the pro stocks, plain and simple. And I can't wait. Jerry Miho, hey, Roy, is Placerville still racing on Saturday? When we went on air, Miho, they were. I haven't been monitoring Facebook with there. We're on weather watch for there. It's supposed to be raining. As soon as I know something, you'll get the word on it. So, but yeah, Jeffrey was fast in the pro stocks. And when he's on here next Thursday, I want to see Mr. Controversy Bartlett hop on here and flick him shit. Yeah, JB started talking a lot of trash to Hudson about when we went down to Marysville, and Hudson went down there, and he put a lot of effort in to try to shut him up down there, and he almost got her done down there. So JB always talks about him whenever we're around, talking about that kid could drive and all that stuff. So I may tell JB that he's going to be on next week. Also, next Wednesday, we're going to do a special show on here with Corey up at Willamette Speedway and Peter Murphy, the promoter at Skagit and Hanford. So if y'all want to watch something interesting with that one, hop on here. If you haven't had a chance to hear Peter Murphy, that's one to get on there because he's a funny guy. Oh, my gosh. Travis Peery, isn't that the guy that took the fence down in Bakersfield? LOL. Yes, it was. That happened kind of right down where we were filming. He got pretty close there. I was glad he's okay. That was a scary crash, I gotta say. So what was funny is they drove the car back, just drove it in the trailer. It's like, holy crap, that's all right. I guess it wasn't so bad after all. It's mostly cosmetics when it was all said and done. So now I have to ask you, with racing at Yreka and all that stuff, have you rolled one yet?
No, I haven't, luckily.
That one I did right there. I come out of 4 and clipped that wall and turned head on. It rolled right down the front stretch, upside down, right in front of the flag stand.
That
So
wall is scary.
yeah, I like to drive the bottom now. I can assure you. So I'm not very brave. I can't run that cushion up there. I don't have what it takes in turn 4. So
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's straightened up or somebody said they kind of straightened it. But have you ever noticed that wall comes down on an angle right as you're coming off, and it's just like
Yeah.
that's a bad place. So
Yeah. When me and my dad were doing the track, but he reshaped the track quite a bit, and he made turn 4 a lot wider. So
okay,
it's not as narrow as it used to be.
yeah. Well, it used to not be real narrow. It just right where you were coming up off the corners, that wall kind of came out and it just bite you.
Yeah.
Jimmy Owen, good luck this weekend. Ryan, might see you guys there.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, I don't know how the tracks are doing up there. I haven't heard of anybody canceling other than Yreka so far. And Medford canceled, of course, their opening weekend this weekend.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Medford with all the work that's been done there?
I think it's going to be really good this year, and just as long as they keep their track prep dialed in, I think that'll be the place to be.
Yep. So here's another one. Ryan was pitting for me when you did that, Roy.
I remember that.
Okay, there you go. I didn't know that. So there you go. Yeah. A good call, Donnie. I didn't know that. Yeah, that was anyway, yeah, that was just a dumb mistake on my part. I got out there and thought I was all confident, had some good shocks. The car was driving well. It's like, I'm going to jump out here and pass on the outside. Yeah, that didn't work so well. All I can say. So, but anyway, so what is your ultimate goal to in racing? What is your plans, or what would you like to do?
I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with my racing career yet. I know that here maybe in the next year or next year sometime move up to the A mods or something. Just depends what we have going on and what all we can do.
So how long is your trade school if you're looking at doing that? Is it like a
I think
week program or something?
I think it's 10 months. The one, or maybe it might be shorter. I don't remember.
Okay. I didn't know you were talking like that. I didn't know if you were planning on coming back up here and trying to work on the A mods or whatever. So is your dad going to put you a brand new PCD together when you go to the A mods? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask, what did y'all find with I know you're not going to share everything, but what did y'all find about the PCDs that you like better than, say, some of the other brands?
Well, we've been with them since, I think, 2014,
and
they've just been always really good cars, and everything on them super nice. And the guy who builds them, Shane Carey, he's just an awesome dude, and you can basically be like family with him. Like one of the big things with when my dad raced the mods is like you call him at any time of the night and you pick up the phone if you had any questions. And they're just like a super reliable car. I know that there's a lot of stuff that you can do to make a car good, but from the starting point of a chassis, they're one of the best.
Right. Well, Davey Munoz, are you talking about Siskiyou race for tomorrow night? Yes, Siskiyou Golden Speedway is rained out for tomorrow night. That anybody that hadn't got the memo. So Yreka is not racing tomorrow night. So that's why we were talking about maybe going somewhere else this weekend. Now you're talking about something. Have you and your dad just found something in the cars that's propelled you to be where you're at from, say, whatever?
Yeah. We've just like a combination of so many things that we've done to our cars that we've just found that's worked. And then we just fine tune them a little bit to get them better and better every race.
And Mark Gardner, another Sport Mod guy there. Hey, what's up, Mark? Yeah, I was just wondering because I know there's so many different things. I mean, I think right now with the 3-lane cars, the amount of drop and how much movement you get out of the rear end is a huge factor in all of that stuff. So I don't know how y'all's are doing, but I know they're talking like 21.5 inches of droop in the rear end and all kinds of ridiculous. So that or is that kind of in the same direction where y'all are headed then?
Yeah, we have quite a bit of drop in our cars. But there's just so much stuff. Like, people think that 3-link stuff is super simple, which really there's still a lot of stuff going on. You got to make sure it's right for your car to work, and to get it to work as good as what we have going on.
Well, and see, I went to a chassis school. I went to Race Logic chassis school, and in literally the first 30 minutes of class, they're like, you need to do this, 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 this with your car, and all this stuff. I mean, just really basic stuff. And it's like, well, I found out in 30 minutes, not a single thing on my car was right. Nothing. It's like, okay, so I got to start right over with all this. And it's, you got somebody like Kelly Shryock that races 4 and 5 nights a week showing you what they do. And it's kind of like, okay, well, this all makes sense. And then everybody would always ask you, well, what's your ride heights? The hell's a ride height? I don't know. You just throw some tires on it and go race. That's when you realize there's more to all of this stuff than just what's going on. And I mean, there's things, and I just looked at your cars like the other night when we were setting the GoPros up and stuff. There's things that I noticed on yours, like caster and camber, things like that. It's very noticeable. That's probably a little bit different than what other people are running. And I know everybody tells me that that's a lot with the setups and things, and we're going with the cars going for it. So
your front is a huge thing you have to have right for your car to get in the corner.
Right.
We just got them so dialed in for racing for so much that, it's just something you got to do for your car to work, is work on the front end.
So, okay, so you race at Yreka that usually has a lot of bank. Then you go to Medford that has let's say a whole lot less banking than say a Yreka. Susanville is almost flat. How do y'all have a book of notes that you know what you're going to do when you go to each track before you say, or you go with the same basic setup and adjust it when you get there?
Pretty much the same thing wherever we go. The main thing when we go somewhere from Yreka to Cottage or Susanville is just messing with the carburetor, since you're going up, and like, I don't know exactly how many feet in elevation, but you're going quite a bit. But we don't really change anything. Like, we try to change as least amount as possible from the heat race to the main, unless it's like the track's like super dirty slick or a super drastic change. But usually we try to keep the car as much freed up as we can.
Yeah, I was just wondering, as far as all that, when you travel into all the different tracks, I mean, do you have something in mind? You say, you're going to Cottage Grove and you're looking at this, so we're going to do this before we leave the shop? Or is it just like, let's start at this point, when we get there, we'll adjust once we see what the track's doing? I was just kind of curious about all that.
Yeah, like sometimes, like, I know, like, we'll do a little bit different stagger. Like, if I know, like, say, like, tomorrow we'll go up and I know it's going to be muddy because it's been raining, I'll put a little stagger in it or something, some little stuff like that, but we don't go too far off our base setup.
So you hit hot laps, see what you got, and then go from there, huh?
Yep, pretty much.
So now I've had advice. I don't know how that, but when you go into hot laps, what is your mindset when you hit hot laps? Is it, I'm just going to run in there and see how far I can run it in there before it gets way too loose to drive? Or is it more like, let's take it easy, see what happens?
I kind of just drive it. I don't really know how I drive it in hot laps. It's just like, just go out and make laps and see if there's anything wrong with the car, and then come in, and if there's anything wrong, I'll tell my dad about it and we'll work on it or whatever.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious if you did that, because everybody's like, well, yeah, when you're in hot laps, you run in there, if you spin out, that's fine. Then where the spin out point is. So it's like, now back it down a little bit, get in there and maybe adjust for that. Or I just wonder if that was that kind of an approach that you took.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're right up on about an hour. I appreciate all your time here, and wish I was going to be in Yreka to film it again tomorrow night, but good luck wherever you're headed to this weekend, and keep us posted.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. And thank you for your time, and thanks everybody for watching. Hang tight for a second there, Ryan.
All right.